All right, welcome back to the Mockingbird Radio Hour, everybody. It's been a good week. Well, I guess if you're listening to this, it's the beginning of a brand new week. I'm recording this on Sunday night, and I've had a pretty good week. It's been pretty relaxing for the most part. This morning, I woke up bright and early, and I went fishing with my good buddy Greg Drews from G. Drews and the Truth. Make sure you check those guys out. They're going to be playing a lot of shows over the next several months. So make sure you make it out to one. Trust me. You don't want to miss it. All original. And I'm sure I'll get Greg out to one of my songwriter shows before the summer is over. But we're going to do a lot more fishing, and I'm very excited about that. So first off, let me say thank you for your patience for the Mockingbird Radio Hour. I needed a break, y'all. Things got a little crazy. I had to get all my ducks in a row, get everything, basically just get the schedule to line out the way I want it to, if that makes sense. And it's lined out, and everything seems copacetic. So we're back. And man, I'm very, very excited about this show. Rusted Reserve, who you saw on the podcast not all that long ago, they sent me their whole brand new, mostly unreleased album, and we're going to play it all the way through. I guess it's an EP. I think it's 5 or 6 songs, and I have not listened to them. But it's an EP entitled One More Swing, and let's jump right into the show with the very first song. It's the self-titled single, I guess you would call it, off the EP, and it's called One More Swing. Let's have a listen, shall we?
Put you on your
All right, that's how you get it started right there, y'all. Yeah, one more swing. You know, that makes me think about the times when I was in the Alabastards in Ohio. And well, any musician can relate to this. There's always going to be that one dude that wants to come up. Hey, can I play the guitar? Can my buddy over there? He's real good at guitar. Can he take your guitar and play it? The answer is almost always a resounding no. So if you're listening to this and you've ever been that person, the answer is resounding no. Now I know that's not entirely what this song's talking about, but the feeling is the same. The feeling's the same. You know, it happens all the time. It happened just last week at the extended sets at Mad Life. Somebody's like, "Hey, I'd like to play, and my friends and I'll come up here and spend some money. I don't have a guitar, but if I could borrow one, yeah, sure, man, sure, dude, I'll let you borrow my, 1970 Martin N20 that I've only seen once of in my entire life, and it's arguably my most prized possession. Sure, I'll let you borrow it because you're drunk, and I know for sure you're going to take good care of it." But that's what this song got me fired up about. I mean, I know this song's. It's actually, I know the story behind it, but I'm going to leave that story. You can either listen to the Mockingbird Radio or the Mockingbird podcast when I had Rusted Reserve on. I'm pretty sure he told that story. Jason, the lyricist and the singer for Rusted Reserve, I think he told that story, but I'm not 100% sure. If he's not, I'll get Jason to call in to go to mockingbirdpod.com and leave me a voicemail and tell me the story behind that. But that's what it made me think of, and that's what I like to do on this show. I don't want to tell necessarily the story that Jason and the boys of Rusted Reserve had to say with this. I want to make, what it makes me feel like. And that's a great way to start it off, though. That's just straight up old school rock and roll. Old school rock and roll, and I like it. Let's move on to the next song. All right, coming up next on their album is a song called Reckless that we're going to listen to. Hey, one thing I wanted to say real quick before we get too much further into this. If y'all heard the air conditioner, I'm sorry. I record this on my iPad Pro, and the air conditioner, I am literally, if you want behind baseball, I am literally sitting in some shorts on my bed in our bedroom with some pillows propped up and the iPad's right in front of me. So, and the air conditioner vent's pretty close. It just cut off. So, we should be good now. So if you heard that at least in that very first part, I'm so sorry. But that's all right. We still got the point across. So, yeah, let's get into the next song off this EP by the fabulous Ohio band Rusted Reserve. It's called Reckless.
with a damn old son of a bitch. I'm wasting my time stalking these lines. Which way should I turn? Knee deep in a whiskey bottle, no time to bother. Where am I gonna go? I'm wasting my time snorting these lines. Which way should I turn? Knee deep in a whiskey bottle, no time to bother. Where am I gonna go?
I'll be honest with you, I kind of feel like Jason knew. Here's a funny story about the guys from Rusted Reserve. Some of y'all may not know this, but I lived in Ohio for 8 years, for eight long years. And I knew a couple of guys like Jason Rhodes that's in the band. I knew, we crossed paths many a time in the music scene. And but I never met Jason, and I didn't meet any of the other guys in the band until they were on the podcast. But what's crazy is they're good friends now with y'all all know him, Hunter Blaylock, Tim Moore, Austin Harper from the Sad Machine, or plays the Sad Machine, I should say. And it's funny to watch these guys like Austin and I can't talk, y'all. See, this is why I used to not do this late at night. It's not even late at night. It's like 7 o'clock. Hunter, Austin, and Tim. I see these pictures of them playing in all these spots we used to play. The Leaf and Vine in Troy, Ohio, a bunch of places. But anyway, my point has nothing to do with any of that. But these songs, like Wasting My Time, Knee Deep in a Whiskey Bottle, like this used to be my life. You know, many of y'all don't know, but I quit drinking. Some of y'all know that. Some of you may not. I quit drinking. It's been a minute now. It's been at least 8 months. It's been a while. And I feel much better. But that last song, just reckless. I was reckless. I mean, I was as reckless could be. I remember one time I got a bunch of F's on a report card. And it's the only time I've ever heard my mother cuss. And she goes, "You don't give a damn about anything, do you, son?" And that's not true. Obviously, I care a lot about a lot of things. But there were times in my life when I didn't give a damn about anything. It's a scary place to be, y'all. If you find yourself in that place, just know there's ways to get out of it. Now, don't get me wrong. It wasn't that dark. But my give a damn was busted. Like, more than it possibly should be. And I'm glad I'm out of that now. And but I also love songs that put me back in that place, because what they do is they remind me not to go back there anymore. And that's a great thing. So I really appreciated that about that song. Well, the daggum air conditioner's back on. But that's just a product of living in the South. So, and truthfully, it makes these podcasts more real. At least I think so. Anyway, let's move on to our next song. And the next track, the third track on this EP, is called Sweet Irene.
She a Mississippi queen with raven hair. Her mane is 100 miles wide with no care. puffy eyes and that cigarette breath. Her cocaine habit gonna lead you to an early death. Watch your back, she's coming up close behind. Put you on your ass like a top jar of moonshine. Rise of dark, no soul at my midnight. That ballroom storm gonna wreck your life. They call her Sweet Irene, I say they got it wrong. Jamaican wish you stayed in Georgia all summer long. She'll start a fire in the back road pool with no gasoline. She's burning down them walls. Watch her back, she's coming up close behind. Put you on your ass like a top jar of moonshine. Rise of dark, no soul at my midnight. That barroom storm gonna wreck your life. Sniffing round Jackson in late July. Be sure your head is on your shoulders, sitting right.
Well, I'll tell you what, I definitely know a Sweet Irene. I'm beginning to think that Jason Forsyth was following me around without me knowing it. That's what I'm beginning to believe. Because her name wasn't Irene, but I knew a girl just like it. It's a funny thing, knowing girls just like Sweet Irene. They're a good time. They're definitely a good time, but they're problematic. They will start fights. They will they'll cause problems in your life. They will definitely cause problems in your life. But yeah, I'm beginning to think that Jason was just following me around for a few years and jotting down some notes in a little notebook, putting them in his back pocket. because every time I listen to this album, it reminds me of a different time. And quite honestly, to some extent, like a completely different Greg. It's not the same person. We got the same name and we look pretty much the same. We do a few things different. But it's a different human being. And I mean, I guess that's kind of the goal in life, right? Is to, over time, become hopefully a better version of yourself. I mean, I think that, at least I guess that's what you strive for. I mean, that would make the most sense to me anyway. But, yeah, I've definitely known myself a sweet Irene before. That is the gospel truth. All right, let's move right on along, shall we? The next song coming up is called The Maze. And I've definitely been in a maze before, too. Up there in Ohio where these boys reside, there's a lot of corn mazes. There's a lot of corn, period. That's one thing I miss about Ohio is how quickly you could be in the middle of nowhere. I used to do that all the time, just hop in the truck and just disappear for a little while. And, maybe an hour, maybe 6 hours, just whatever. Just disappear for a minute, put your head on straight. Very similar to what I did this morning with Greg Drews at the old fishing hole. But let's take a listen to the next song on this wonderful EP of pure rock and roll with a lot of piss and vinegar in it, I might add, which I enjoy. Let's take a look. See, y'all, I can't talk. Let's take a listen to The Maze.
Time is come and gone. The planet of the next day should come with the setting of the sun. As darkness sets in and your visions replaced by the thoughts of the good times no one can take away.
I really like this song. And it kind of relates to the week I've had. Like, I was feeling broke down. I was feeling lost. Like, I do a lot of stuff. And I know I've said this to a bunch of people a bunch of times. And it's never true, and it's never going to be true. I always say I'm going to do less. That's not true. I'm not going to do less. I'm going to continue to do more. Now, there's certain things in my life that I could get rid of so that I could be more productive and do more of these things that I like to do? Sure. We're working towards getting rid of the day job. I mean, matter of fact, you can join Patreon right now and be a step in the right direction. Patreon.com/The Mockingbird Podcast. And that'll help. But that's not really my point. Like, I say yes to so many things, you do get tired. And there's a certain kind of tired that you get that's hard to necessarily put into words. And I was there last couple of weeks. And that's one reason why, for example, there's no more live streams on Monday. What will start happening, starting this Friday, is that I'm banking conversations now. They're all still getting videoed. Don't worry about that part. So what will start happening is on Friday, when the episode comes out of the regular Mockingbird podcast, then so will the YouTube video. So you'll still get the video aspect of things. Actually, next week, it's Daniel Donato, one of the best guitar players, especially Telecaster players, alive at the ripe old age of 26. But so his video is already out there. It's youtube.com/The Mockingbird. But my point being is, I was feeling broke down. You know, not in a bad way. Don't get me wrong. Like, nothing bad's happened, nothing crazy, nothing, just tired. Burning the candle at both ends, if you will. And that's what this song made me think of. I'm feeling broke down. Not as much anymore. But I've got to learn, my number one weakness in life is time management, which leads into saying yes too much when I really know I don't have the time to do it the justice it deserves. But that's my number one weakness, is the time management thing. It's just tough, y'all. And I'm trying to get better at it. But again, thank you for your patience for the last couple of weeks and there not being a Mockingbird Radio Hour. I do enjoy not reviewing, because I don't review these albums. Like, I talk about what the song makes me think of. Sometimes it has nothing to do with the lyrics in the song, and that's okay. But I am very thankful that y'all gave me the patience for the last 2 weeks not to put this show out. Trust me, I wanted to. But we're back in the full swing of things. And I'm excited about it. So that, from now on, Mondays, Mockingbird Radio Hour. I do think at some point I may try to film this and do that as a YouTube series as well. I'm just not sure yet. I'm not sure of the logistics on, do I have the time to do it? I have to be in my studio. My studio's at Mad Life Station Studios. I basically have 2 days a week when it's quiet enough at Mad Life for me to be able to do this show. That's why I record this one at home, and because it's just easier, number one. And number two, I can do it anywhere in my house when it's quiet. And I don't know why I said any of the things I just said, to be honest with you. But I guess that's it. That's what makes you feel broke down, when you have this many thoughts in your head about these things. So that's what this song brought to me. But I really, really did enjoy it. I think we got one more song. Let's check it out. Actually, I was wrong, y'all. We got 2 more songs. Coming up next is a song called Tight. And let's just jump right into it, I think. First off, I love the horns in this song. Horns just make everything sound better. Horns and pedal steel guitar. Those two things, in my opinion, just make everything sound better. But, what's amazing, talking about these horns? The amazing thing about the internet anymore is that you can, and I know a bunch of people that have done this. I know my buddy Trevor Start had some people record, Garrett Wheeler, a bunch of people I know. With the way the world works and the internet now, you can send your track to somebody in Egypt. You could send it to them in Morocco. You could send it to them in Mississippi. You could send it to them on a boat in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean if they have satellite internet. And all they need is a computer and some decent microphones. You don't even necessarily need decent microphones anymore. You can plug your guitar right into a laptop or an iPad or an iPhone for that matter. And then you can have people record on your stuff that you would never, ever, ever get. You'll never meet in real life. I mean, it's happened for me just talking to people. I mean, Morgan Wade. I got to talk to Morgan Wade, Daniel Donato. I got some other ones lined up that I can't tell you all about yet. But technology is an amazing thing at the moment. It's wild what we can and can't do. But just like having this horn section, I'm not sure that that's how they did this, but I love the horns. I love the horns. There's a feeling that horns give you, and maybe it's because I was born in New Orleans, and the horn is a very integral part of that community and that society down there. Maybe that's part of it, but there's something when I hear it, it resonates in my soul. And I like the dichotomy of those horns. To me, were pretty happy. And the lyrics to the song, not so much. It's more of a, I told you so, to some extent. But I don't know. That's what it made me think of when it comes to, I like the yin and the yang of the horns and the lyrics and it just made me happy. I just love the horns. I just love them. All right, y'all, we got one more song, and it's called Your Song. Your Song. It's the last song on this EP. Before I get too far into it, let me just say thank you so much, Rusted Reserve, for allowing me to play this album that no one else has really heard. I appreciate that, and I am super honored by the fact that you trusted me to do that, and I appreciate it. And I'm sorry that it took so long to get it out, but it's out now. And again, thank you so much. So let's listen to the final song off of Rusted Reserve's EP entitled One More Swing. Here's the last song called Your Song.
spend my life with you. To the word I say, oh yeah, that's right.
All right, y'all, there it is. That is Rusted Reserve's entire brand new EP that's entitled One More Swing. And you know what I really enjoy about that last song? It's called Your Song. It shows a softer side. Like, there's a lot of clenched fists in the other songs, which I totally dig. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But there's a lot of clenched fist in it. And this one, it shows a softer side. Like, hey, you know, there's a lot of bravado here. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean there's this pretendness to it. What I do mean, though, is like, you need that person in your life that brings you back down. And you need that person that you're scared to lose. I mean, you know, there's Stephen Krause and I, my buddy Stephen Krause and I were talking just a little while ago on the phone. And he's like, I like winning. We were talking about his job. He's a sales guy. And I was like, yeah, but winning's not enjoyable if that's all you ever do. Like, you gotta lose. You can't be scared to lose. But having someone in your life that you're scared to lose, oh man, that's the most powerful motivator there ever has been. Now, I'm not saying somebody that's constantly like, well, if you don't act right, then I'm not going to be around. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody that makes you a better person. And if you don't have them in your life, then you're not going to be a better person. Now, yeah, I guess you could say, but Greg, why don't you just be a better person for yourself? No, that's not how I'm wired. You may be, but I'm not. I mean, if I'm left up to my own devices, we are in trouble. We're in trouble. I'm telling y'all, we're in trouble. If it's just up to me how things work out, it's not going to work out. So that's what the last song called Your Song, that's what it made me think of, is having someone you're scared to lose. And I really do like the yin and the yang of it again. There's a lot of, for lack of a better word, there's a lot of masculinity. And don't get me started about toxic masculinity and all this stuff, because that is ridiculous. There's nice people and there's assholes. That's what you got. And masculine things are a good thing. Trust me, they are. But I also like when you can see that tempered. Like a really good sword. If you've ever watched like a Japanese craftsman make a sword, there's a layer of soft steel running through the middle. And then that's folded and folded and folded. And then eventually that soft steel is inside that sword. And when it strikes something, it allows it to bend. A lot like the fibers in a tree. It allows it to bend and not break. But there's a hard edge on that sword that allows you to sharpen it and allows it to become what a sword in your brain is. It's a device of war. And I like the soft edge inside the masculine. It just tied a nice little bow on the end of it for me. It really, really did. So thank you, boys. Thank you so much for allowing me to play this EP on the Mockingbird Radio Hour. I want to do more of these. If you've got an album coming out and you'd like me to talk about it, I love breaking new music to people. And if you'd like, send me the whole thing, and we'll do this exact same thing. And I would love that. I would love that. We will still be doing shows where we have, different songwriters each week. That will still happen. One thing I do think I'm going to do, I'm calling this audible right now. Instead of 6 songwriters each week, we're going to go down to 3. That way I can spend a little more time talking on the song, a little more time digesting it. So, unless you send me a full-length EP, like the boys from Rusted Reserve did, with one more swing, then I'll do that however many songs you send me. If you send me a whole album's got 12 on it, we'll do that. Or maybe, actually, if you send me a 12 song, maybe we'll do a 2-parter. Like a part 1, like a one Monday and then the next. I don't know. That's up to me. I'll decide that for myself. But we are going to go to 3 songwriters each week. It's a little more, that way you can spend some time with it. It makes the episodes a bit shorter, which is a little easier to digest. So that's why I'm deciding that. But again, huge thanks to my Ohio friends. I still think Jason Forsyth might have been following me around with a notebook and possibly a camcorder. Because some of them songs, man, they hit real close to home. Make sure you follow these guys. It's Rusted Reserve on Facebook. They have a YouTube channel. They have an Instagram. It's Rusted Reserve. Just look up Rusted Reserve. I promise you'll find them. They've already got music out there on the Spotify and the Apple Music. Go check them out. Make sure you follow them, listen, share. They're good dudes. They're really good guys. They drove all the way down from Ohio just to be in studio with me. I suggested to Jason, I was like, yeah, dude, let's do it online. He goes, no, I want to be in the room. I said, well, come on. It's only 8 hours. Come on. And they did. And I certainly appreciate it. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Make sure you check out all the things that live in the Mockingbird / Greg Shattuck's world. Every Tuesday, we have open mic at Mad Life Stage and Studios in beautiful downtown Woodstock, Georgia. Almost every Wednesday, we have extended sets where I pick 6 songwriters to play the original music. Each one gets a 30-minute spot. Of course, the Mockingbird Radio Hour on Mondays, the Mockingbird Podcast on Fridays. And, swing by and join our Patreon. I'd love to have you over there. Patreon.com/The Mockingbird Podcast. It's a great way to support the show. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much for being here. I love you. Have a great week if you're listening to this on Monday when it comes out. And we will talk to you very, very soon. Till next time I talk to y'all, y'all be nice to one another.